that's a tough one to take because we've drawn 2-2, but then we've gone out on penalties for the second time this year in the cup competition. Marta and Lucy, I guess we'll start with Lucy because you've got the microphone, the tiny microphone. So you didn't start the game, and quite quickly they went 2-0 up. So what did it look like from the sidelines at that point?
I think it was a bit strange. Like, they didn't really have many shots. I don't know if any shots on target really, apart from those 2 goals. They had a couple coming into the game a little bit in the second half later on, but it was a bit strange. It was just seemed like the ball sort of bumbled through, and maybe they had a bit too much time to put their boot through it on a couple of occasions. So it was against the run of play, albeit very much at the start of the game, and we suddenly found ourselves on the back foot, which was not part of the game plan.
No, yeah. Sure. Okay. Marta, we were playing some nice stuff in that first half, even though we were 2-0 down. We were knocking it around nicely. How did you feel it was going at that point?
Yeah, I think the first 10 minutes we didn't quite settle in, and then kind of had to come back from that. But I think the first half we should have wanted the ball a bit more. I think we were playing some nice football at times, but we were missing that last ball in or that last pass to get someone a nice shot or a clear shot. And we had spells where we were playing some nice football, but other ones where we should have kind of pushed on a bit more and tried to get first to the ball. We were giving them a lot of time in the middle.
Okay. And our first goal back came before half time. It was Anna Holmes taking advantage of a defensive mix-up as well. Did you have a good view of that?
Kind of, not quite. I think
there was quite a lot going on.
Yeah,
there was like 3 or 4 ricochets, and then the ball was sort of trickling towards the goal.
I think there was a lot of ricochets, and she managed to get the ball, did a good turn, and just knocked it with the right foot right onto the post. It was.
I think.
She worked hard for it. She deserved that.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that was like a really, really key moment for us because going in at half time, momentum was then with us. You know, it was just a goal behind the deficit instead of 2. And it was exactly that sort of energy and tenacity that we needed to start the second half with. Because I think as a group, as Alice said, and, individually, I'd say we were the stronger team.
Yeah.
But Comets, credit to them, they're a very well organised team. And they play very well as a team, and they're very compact. So, but we knew if we actually ramped up to our 5th, 6th gear, we would get the goals to come back. And I think that was frustrating because we probably felt like we should have finished that game in 90 minutes.
Yeah. Sure. Just before we conclude on the first half, Egley had an amazing shot. One of their goalkeepers, there was only one at the time, but one of their goalkeepers touched onto the bar, and that was, it was a great save as well. But sort of slightly annoyingly, they swapped goalkeepers. They continued to swap goalkeepers all the way through, and that was one of the taller goalkeepers. I don't reckon one of the shorter goalkeepers would have stood a chance with that.
I know. Fair play to all of them who did a stint in goal because they performed really well.
Yeah, they all looked accomplished.
Exactly that, and even going into the penalties, we felt confident. Well, we don't know about the player who was in goal for the penalties, but we presume that maybe they weren't a natural goalkeeper. So we had that momentum, but she did really well.
Okay. We'll speed it up a bit, but Egley, it was who got us back level second half with a typically well-taken goal.
Yeah.
And then there's no extra time, so it's straight to penalties. And again, I think we only missed one, so we lost that shootout. But obviously, credit to the players who stepped up to take them as well. But obviously, there's going to be a sense of frustration that it's the second one this season.
Yeah. I think I can. It was me the first time round in the FA
Cup. I wasn't going to mention it.
I'm familiar with the feeling, and it's just it's kind of roll of the dice, really. Everyone on the team can kick a ball at the goal on target with a bit of power, and it's a psychological thing, and it's never really a fair way to end things. And really, we, like I said before, we should have got that game done in 90 minutes. So a really frustrating one. It was an ambition of ours to have a cup run.
Yeah.
So we need to kind of regroup, go away again, and sort of reevaluate what our next ambitions are as a team.
We've got time to do that. So as it stands at the moment, it's a free weekend next week, and then we're back in cup action
Yeah.
the last of the cup competitions
Yeah.
as well. So we've got a bit of time to.
That one will be ours.
Okay, great. Okay, let's finish it there on that positive note. Thanks to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks. Cheers.